I worked for Cabela's when I was going to high school. I started hunting at the age of 10. Everything from duck hunting to goose hunting, deer hunting, you name it, I've done it. Back with Cabela's, my mom has worked for Cabela's for 25 years. So that's kind of my in on my sponsorships and predator hunting in general. I've been predator hunting now for 20 years, professionally for 2. I'm sponsored by Trijicon. I run Trijicon optics on all my weapons, including my bow. I run the AccuPin on my bow, and I shoot the I can't even draw a blank. The AccuSight on my custom built. I build a 243 WSSM and an AR-15 platform. The barrel is made by Accuracy Systems International, and then just tons of Magpul and jewel trigger. That's my Coyote gun. I got tired of predator hunting and they getting hung up out there about the 600 to 800 yards when I predator hunt in Nebraska. So I built a gun to reach out there and touch them. With a 100 grain bullet, I can push that bullet at 3,400 feet per second with a 100 grain bullet. It's about equivalent to a 25-06 with a 100 grain bullet, but I'm about 1,000 feet per second slower than a 25-06 with a quarter the powder. I'm 25 grains of varget powder to a 100 grain bullet, so that's what I'm shooting.
What's the caliber?
It's a 243 WSSM.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
If you guys haven't seen one I brought,
What kind of bullet?
these are just factory, but as far as my competition and when I'm out predator hunting, I shoot the cutting edge bullets. They're all CNC machines, so the BC is just phenomenal. You guys are predator junkies, obviously, just like I am. If you haven't tried their bullets, they're a little pricey, but it's worth it. And depending on where you're hunting in California, you have to have lead-free anyways. So
What's the name of the brand again?
the cutting edge bullets,
Is that what it is? Okay.
yeah, they're nice. And if you hunt up LA County, you got to have lead-free anyways. So
What are they made of?
how are they made?
What are they made from?
Oh, brass and copper. Depends on which style you want. I'll pass these around. One's the standard 223 5.56, as y'all know it. The next one is the custom built 243 WSSM. This is the round that I shoot out of a standard AR platform. So now to get with the pure predator, I've used a lot of calls, and I've thrown away a lot of calls. I've froze some up out in the cold weather, blowing a lot. You'll freeze them up. One thing that's really nice with pure predator is that they are the only call that is made from acrylic. Second thing, it's handmade. All reeds and everything are all handmade, pre-tested before you get it. They're not a Johnny Stewart that is run through a mill, throw it into a plastic container, and you get it and you run out and that thing sounds like crap. These things are tuned before you get them. Another thing, lifetime warranty on the reed. If you mess up the reed, which can happen, if you throw them in your pocket, in your backpack, fall down, whatever, dirt, grit, you mess up the reed, you send it back to Pure Predator, they will replace the reed and hand tune it again for you at no cost. So, as anything we do in the hunting world, everything is an investment. You invest in the best tools you can. These calls are worth their weight in gold. So, that's where I'm at with the call. How many people out there that got more than one call? Any of you guys use a lanyard like this?
Similar.
For years, You used to carry around 3-4 calls, and you go walking into a field, and they clink together. You know that last 80 yards when you're getting into that set, you better be darn quiet. I've seen more people blow a hunt in that last 80 yards getting into where you're going to sit down. Somebody drops something, cough, clank a call. You might as well keep on walking another 100 yards before you sit down. With these lanyard systems that Pure Predator make, they're all offset. Now your calls do not clank. The bottom part is what I use for an e-collar. If you use an e-collar, you can put your remote on it. You don't have to worry about it. Nice thing about with it being thick is that it doesn't cut into your neck like some of the thin ones, right guys? Yeah. We've all had them. The really thin strap, put a bunch of calls on there and they just dig into your neck. I'll pass this around. You guys cannot have it, sorry. But you guys can order it from me on my Facebook page. I think you all have my business card. SoCal Guided Hunts on Facebook. Lanyards are 55 bucks. I'll try to run a special for you guys. If you twist my arm, I'll get a hold of Scott at Pure Predator and see if I can't run a discount for you guys on a lanyard system. So I'll let you guys check that out. How many people have been calling less than a year? 2, 3, 4? How long have you been calling?
I've been less than a year.
How many months exactly?
About 11.
11?
Yeah, really close.
Yeah, about that.
11? 11?
11.
About that.
Alright. Well, I'm going to give away a call. 24. But since y'all are about 11 months apart, or the same, we're going to make it a raffle. Alright, let's do that.
Pick a number between 1 and 25.
17.
12.
Wait a minute, just a second.
So 1 and 25 is 0.
39.
What's the winning number?
Not yet. Okay.
Randy says 4.
What's your number?
16.
12.
I said 4.
John?
We got one more.
18.
18.
Ah.
We picked 20.
Number was 20.
What do you get?
He got the Pure Predator DC-1. These are a little different style than the orange ones. These are actually more expensive, but this is my last one that I have. So instead of trying to make it, this is our giveaway.
What sound does it create?
These are Jackrabbit.
Jackrabbit.
They're squealing Jackrabbit.
Peer pressure what?
Pure Predator.
Predator. By the way, the club
There you go, sir.
also purchased 2 more of those, and I gave them to Rob, and they're in the 50-50 giveaway, so you got a chance to pick one if you win the 50-50.
And if you don't win the 50-50, I have 2 more for sale at $20 a piece. So if you aren't lucky today, I brought a couple more.
John's going to demo.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sounds like
That sounds like a sick
These are
one.
duck dynasty.
Duck Dynasty.
Come on, you're a wounded animal. You're not a swooning animal.
Sick.
Tire tracks.
Okay.
Practice.
So-
Practice.
That's kind of all I have. Couple things that Jerry was talking on about mistakes that I've made. Mistakes that I've personally made are that last 80 yards to your set. If you don't know where your set's at, then just know that you need to be really quiet because you don't know when that opening's coming to when you're going to set down to get on the call. So just be prepared to, you know what I mean? If you know where your set's at, then you're good. But if you keep pushing, just be quiet because you don't know when your next set's going to happen. If you have a buddy with you, a lot of hand signals. No talking, single file line, keep your odor down. Giving up. Go ahead.
Can you demo the orange one?
You want me to demo?
Yes, I do.
How loud can I go?
Let it rip.
Yeah.
Until people complain.
Yeah.
That's why they're the best.
Okay, John, it's your turn.
Hey, you called one in.
Hey!
Did you get that? You get that, John?
So that's why those calls are the best. They do sound good. Go ahead.
How long do you wait once you give your call before you start calling? 5 minutes?
If I have time, depending on what I'm doing, I like to minimally wait 15 minutes before I ever get on a call. At least 15 minutes. I've cut it shorter.
Wow.
5-10 minutes. I really like the 15 mark. 30 minutes is better, but you're eating daylight. If you're running out to do a couple sets and then just calling it a day, maybe that 30-minute wait is perfect for you. But if you're like me, I like to kill as many dogs as I can while I'm out there, so I want to push my next set. I want to keep going. So I'm going to set for 10-15 minutes, get on the call for at least 30 minutes. No less. Possibly 45 minutes. How long are you guys calling? 30 minutes?
At least 30.
45. Yeah, so just keep it around 30 minutes. You can stretch it a little longer. I have called in a lot of dogs in the first 10 minutes. A lot of dogs. And I've called in a lot of dogs after the 30 minutes. So it's a coin toss. But at least keep it to 30 minutes, you're doing good. Funny story with Pure Predator. Sunday, I was out, up in Big Bear. Sat down with call, got a client up, and get on the call. We're on the call for about 5 minutes. And we got 2 dogs coming in, hard, running. They are coming. And something did not look right. I had a funny suspicion because these things look like wolves. And the coat on these things were immaculate. Pretty soon here comes the third one, jumping over these hedges, running at us. The 2 first dogs are at the call. Third one jumps up over another bush. We see the orange collar.
Oh, no.
We called in 3 huskies from a local campground that was about 30 minutes into the woods. So, I don't know how many people like to take their dogs out camping.
Yeah.
So, please put a collar on it. It might save their life.
Was that one?
Were you using an e-collar for that?
We did use an e-collar on that. I like to use e-collars. Because I do a lot of videoing and I get tired of blowing on the call. When you make 10 or more sets per day, blowing on the call all day long gets tiring. So yes, I do cheat. I do use an e-collar. I use Western Rivers Apache Pro with a decoy. I think Jerry and we were talking on the phone about my decoy. Using a decoy is to each is its own. There's times that I've used it and it works great. There's other times that I use it and I feel like I'm packing extra weight. Do what you like. Don't do what your partner wants. Do what works for you. Go out and have fun.
Have you found it that steady calling works better, or calling for a minute, then 2 minutes or silence, and break it back and forth? Which works better for you?
I kind of break it up. I may call consistently, and then I may call and split it up. Why do I split it up? Because they're all different. Every rabbit that is hurt, every mouse, they're all different. They all don't just squeal for the whole time. So I try to mimic that. And if I make a set here, and I walk 200-300 yards and set down here, you don't think that I might have came across the coyote somewhere around there? And to hear the same sound over here? You know what I mean? So I just mix it up. I try to keep it more surreal than anything. That's one thing that's nice with the pure predator mouth calls. They are all different. If I blow on all three of these orange calls, they're all three going to slightly sound different. And they're fun. Total fun. Going out, blacked out, nothing. No light, no anything. When you see that the white dot just come running in, that's all you need. They have a unit that can go on top of your roof of your vehicle, or you can mount it onto a pull system. And it has its own controller system. I tried to get a hold of them that I could demo one today, but he was super busy and he couldn't get one mailed out to me. But it's basically what it looks like. It's a dome camera that is remote controlled, and it has a red laser on it. So if you have a couple guys on each side of your vehicle, you can have a guy inside the cab with its own unit with joystick, and he can pan all the way around the truck to see one coming in. As soon as he comes in, he can hit the laser to point it, and now you can pick up your gun with your infrared and be able to shoot.
Wow.
How much one of those units cost?
That unit, I believe, is $4,000.
Do we need CPR?
It's pricey, but there are a lot of them. 4,000.
Oh, okay.
Well,
How can you tell what you're looking at?
By the heat signature that it puts out.
Well, wouldn't a coyote and a wolf put out a pretty similar heat signature?
Yeah, tell me where you're going to get the same that you can hunt. You going to go to Wyoming?
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Okay. But if that's where you plan on hunting, then yes. You know, you're going to have to really wait until it comes into where you can hit it with a light. You know?
Okay. All right.
So you could use thermal imaging when they're out 200 to 300.
Right.
As soon as they come in within that 100 range, you can hit the light and be able to see. But even at that range, are you going to honestly be able to tell a difference between a coyote and a wolf at 100 yards with a light?
Probably.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you could use a light. And, you know, that's the way how we have to do it here is lights. Call, hit the light, you see eyes. And it's even hard for us to tell out here what it is, you know? If that husky would have came running in at night, he would have got smoked. You know, you know? So, thermal imagings are cool.
but that's not illegal in California.
What about these green lights that you can put on your scope that they say will do for 300?
Yeah, the laser lights.
They're fairly
Great.
inexpensive. Is that the same one?
No.
Instead of putting out a white light, it puts out a green light?
Yes, it is green. The reason why, same way a lot of people in here, if you call at night, you use a green filter or red filter on your light.
Right.
It's because it doesn't hurt their eyes. When you're calling at night, and if you use a big spotlight, a lot of times the spotlight alone will turn them away. So these filters and that green laser, it doesn't hurt their eyes. They don't react to it like a natural bright light. Any other questions for me?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave.